Hello and welcome to Wicked Craftworks. Today I'm making these really beautiful lighted candy cane wreaths for Christmas, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to provide a supply list so you can do it with me or you do it after, and I hope that you stay to the end. It's not a really long video. It's a pretty easy project and it comes out really beautiful, I think. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a special offer, and please like, share, and subscribe, and let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to list down in the description the list of products and tools and everything you're going to need to make this, but I'm just going to walk you through what I got. I got these really pretty Christmas bouquets that have ornaments, frosted stuff, greenery, berries, shiny glittery things, and that's exactly what I want because I'm going for a kind of a frosted, fancy farmhouse look. So I have these ornaments that are nice and plushy and cute, and then I have these ones that are, you know, all glittery and shiny, and so it looks kind of fancy and everything. So we also got some Garland, and we have the wreath frames. I got those at Dollar Tree. You don't have to put lights on it, but I'm adding lights to mine. And you need wire cutters to cut all that stuff. And you need floral wire to make sure that you can fix that to the frame, and also make a little loopy compartment thingy to keep that attached to the frame if you're going to put it on the back. And a glue gun, and that's actually pretty much it. Alrighty, so I've already started. What you're going to do is you're going to work your greenery and stuff up the stem and leave about 4 inches, or 3 or 4 inches or so under, like that. That way you can get the glue on it and then you can work it into the branches. But you don't want to cut it too short because you want to gauge how much of the stem you're going to need without it poking through the back and scratching up the surface of wherever you're hanging it. The first thing you're going to do, though, is work this through the bottom and top rungs. The best way I know to get it on. And when you're picking out your garland, you want to make sure that it's the kind that has like the twigs that'll, that you can flare out and make it nice and full and lush. You're not the one that's just like kind of like a rope that's like, one long of these, that's not going to work. So you want to do that. You want to work that on there and work it all around. If you think that it's too sparse, then you can just kind of work it back out and put like another loop in. But that's how I'm going to do it. We're going to go in and out, like kind of like that. And then once it's on there the way I want and I like it, I'm going to go through with some floral wire and I'm going to fix it to the frame in these joint sections right there. That way it'll stay. And when you get some lights, if you're going to put lights on it, this one is it needs 3 batteries, so the battery pack is a little bigger, and which is good because it fits perfectly right in the back there, and the corners right on the bottom there, so it won't fall out. And what you're going to do is you're going to get either some floral wire or anything that'll work, but floral wire is best for this. You're going to get floral wire, and you're going to go back and forth over the battery case and kind of make like a little wall right there to keep it in there, but also leave it open on the top so you can kind of just work it out in case you need to change the batteries. Now, if you don't want to do it that way, what you're going to do is once you have the greenery on the frame, you can just kind of hide this into the greenery, and then you can hide it, with whatever ornaments or flowers or whatever that you're going to put on that. Just remember where you put it. And that's it. So I'm going to start doing that, and I will take you through the steps and we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so what I've done so far is I took this garland and I weaved it through the bottom rung there, in between the top 2 rungs and the bottom 2. So it's weaved through like that, and this is the halfway point. So I have 6 feet coming out this way and 6 feet coming out that way. And I think because I want this to be nice and thick and stuff, I'm going to take this side and I'm going to weave it through, how I mentioned before, like that. And then I'm going to take that side and do the same thing, weave it through, so we can make sure that, I don't want to have to get into cutting this and measuring. I'm going to fit this whole thing on there. And when you're weaving around and all that stuff, 6 feet ain't that big. So we're going to do that. We're going to weave it on there. And then we'll be ready. Then that's it. We're going to be ready to decorate it, and that's the fun part. So let's get this part over with. Now, before I started, I crisscrossed it at the end here. And I'm just going to kind of weave those little branches through. So it's, like I said, between the top 2 there. So I crisscrossed it, and then I'm working it through like this with one side, and then I'm going to take the other side and do the same thing. See, I'm going to each section, and I'm going one this way and one that way. And it's actually pulling through a lot easier than I thought it would. So, you know, you just got to get that first chunk through. You know, you're going under. I don't know if you can see that well. See, these are the top rows. Now we get it under like that. Yep, that's it. Thank God. I mean, it is making a little bit of a mess, but that's what crafty areas are for. So it's actually going a lot smoother than I thought it would. So just keep doing that until all your garland is on your frame. Just got to get the tip in and then pull it through. Now, for these sections right here, right on the arch, these 2 are a little bigger than the other section, so I'm going to weave it through here twice in each, just so it's all even. Alright, so I finally get it all on there. I have a little bit more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this floral wire, and I'm going to work it along the outside rung down the side. That way, you know, it'll kind of, you know, make it a little wider. But also, when you get to this stage, what you want to do is you want to turn around. You want to make sure that all these little sprigs are pointing or, you know, worked through so they're coming out to the front. You don't want them out in the back. You want this flat and, you know, so it'll lay against, you know, the door, the wall, or whatever. So, yeah, just do that. Work them all through, and I'm going to work this along, and then we're going to get to decorating it. See, this is the back, and I'm using some floral wire, really thin, to fix on the extra piece hanging down along the rung on the outside. This is also where you're going to use some floral wire and use one of, like, you know, get a piece and kind of go around that joint right there and kind of fix it to the frame, you know, in a couple of places at least to keep it steady and on there. Alright, so now that the hard part is over and we're all on there, and you know, you want to, you know, adjust these so they're nice and full and symmetrical looking. And I have everything here all separated by 2 because I'm making 2. And before you just start gluing stuff up on to the wreath, you want to take things and just kind of just put it there or wherever and kind of move it around and see where you want it before you just start gluing stuff in. And, you know, for the most part, these things will stick. and stay where you want to put them, just so while you kind of work out how you want, whoopsie, where you want everything to go and how you want it to look, you know, and that's okay. It doesn't, or, you know, it might be easier if you just lay it down on a flat surface so you don't have to worry about the gravitational pull there. You know, you just kind of want to, you know, kind of see where things will go. I've got 2 of everything, so I'm going to, you know, I'm just kind of tossing it around here to give you an idea of what to do, how you want to do it. But you want to make sure that, oopsie, there it all goes. You want to make sure that it's all going to look good together once you're putting it on there. You don't want to glue it in and then have to rip it out or leave it there and you don't like the way it looks. So yeah, do that. So put it down on a flat surface, lay it on a table, and just kind of work it around how you want it to look. And you know, these sort of things will stick. You know, you want to put the big, what I do is I put the big things on first. I work those around, and then I take the little things, the little baubles and stuff, and accent it all around and see how that looks. But this is going to look pretty good, I think. So go ahead and just start like your rough draft, we'll call it, and start putting on your bigger embellishments, and then put on your little ones and see if you like it. And once everything is arranged the way you like it, then start gluing things in. And then I would put the lights on last, because it's really easy to hide the battery pack anywhere, either from the front or on the back. And then to just work the lights around all of your embellishments. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to stop and then restart, but I think I gave you a good idea. So big things first, and then the little embellishments, and then the lights. And if your stuff is falling on the ground like mine is, then just go ahead and lay it on a flat surface to do it. I just like to try and do it this way because it gives me a better visual of what it's going to look like once it's on, you know, the door or wall or wherever it's going to hang. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself the dry run and see how that looks, and then I'll come back and I'll start recording again. Alrighty, so that took me a couple of minutes just to get everything to stay. Nothing is glued in. I just kind of stuck everything and moved things around as I went along to see what I liked where. And I think I really like this layout. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue all this in, and then I'm going to show you how I work the lights in. Also, when you're gluing stuff in, when it has a wide back like this, you want to get some of the glue around on here so it'll stick to the bristles. But when you're putting the glue on here, smear it on, don't blob it on, and like fan it a little bit so it doesn't melt the plastic here. Also, don't take the glue all the way to the tip because it'll just end up rolling it back and melting it off, and then, you know, the wire underneath is exposed, and then you can't really get it to glue on, and then you get this stabby thing sticking out, and you know, that's no good. So just make sure you get some glue onto the back here, and then down most of the way here, and let it cool for about like 5 or 10 seconds or so, just so it doesn't like melt the coating off of this, because this will melt right off. Alrighty, so I got everything glued in, and I also did that one because I'm trying to make a set here, and they're as identical as I could get them. And now it's time for the lights. Now I glued them in, everything in, and they're in there pretty good, but some of them had stems that stuck out in the back, and what I did is I just kind of bent them back so they would provide extra security, I guess. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They were glued in there pretty good. But now it's time for the lights. And when I was poking around, what I thought would be best is I found, now the Garland is these little spriggy things on a metal wire. And there's a bunch of them going through. And I just found an empty pocket, and I switched them up. I'm going to just kind of pop that in there, and that's awesome because that I don't have to glue it. I don't have to worry about it falling out or anything or sticking out. It's flush with the frame. And then, you know, this is easily accessible. Now, of course, before you put your lights on, you want to make sure they work. So then what you're going to do is you're going to either stick it through the frame and out, or just kind of wrap it around because it'll stay. So I'm going to wrap it around. This is a set that I got at Walmart for like, I don't know, I think like $2.36 or something. And you want to make sure that if you're going to do one with, like, you know, that's got the spriggy things, you want to make sure that the wire is green. And you're just going to work it around all your little embellishments. It's harder with one hand. You want to try to hide and tuck the wire around. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera so I can use both hands, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, and here's the finished product. I think it came out really pretty. It's even pretty without the lights, but I'm going to put lights on it anyway. I didn't have to do any extra fastening or anything for the light set. It just kind of slipped into that little spot in the back. You can see that it's still laying flush, so it didn't obstruct it or anything. And I needed both hands because you want to be able to kind of work the wire around all the embellishments and the twigs and stuff, but you don't want to hide any of the lights. So you kind of need both your hands to wrestle that on, but that only took me like 2 minutes. And I think it came out really nice. These will be available in my Etsy shop. I will leave a link down in the description to my shop. And if you want these, then you can get them in my shop, and they'll be listed as single. You can get the both of them, but you can also just get one. And I am offering a 15% discount to anybody who is a follower of my channel or subscriber. So subscribe and then like my videos, but for this one in particular, like and share this video and subscribe to my channel and message me in my shop with the link to this video so I know that you were at least here. And I will then send you the coupon code for 15% off, and it'll be for the entire shop. So it'll be for 15% off anything, whether it's one of my macrame purses, one of my seasonal holiday wreaths, anything. But thank you for watching, and I hope that, you know, you go ahead and make some of your own, or at least try to, and they're really fun to make, and it's easy. The hardest part was getting the garland onto the frame, but all you have to do is kind of bend all the sprigs one direction and pull it through, and that only took me a couple of minutes once I mastered that. But I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching, and please, again, like and subscribe and share and on all that happy stuff. Thank you.